How you doing? It's Mark here, doing another update on what I've been building and what I've been buying. On the buy front, as usual, payday comes and you need to buy something. So I went to my local model shop, which is Wonderland Models in Edinburgh. Great online service and everything like that. It's probably one of the best ones in Britain at the moment. Still bricks and mortar. You walk in and it's just a sea model, so I'm quite privileged to have that in Edinburgh at the moment. What I got was another Sherman. This is an older kit. I think it cost me about £22, I think it was, or £24. Because I done the new tool Sherman kit. I think it was a M4A. People can correct me if they want. I've started building it. It's quite easy. There's a couple of things I'll go over when I take the camera to the bench. As you can see in the background, the Marder diorama has never changed. Unfortunately, I've never touched the Edward Spitfire kit. It's a shame because it is a really nice kit, and I think it was about £30 or something, but I really need to try and make an effort. It's trying to push myself into doing planes again. Again, like the A10, I done a wee bit and put it back in the box and moved on. I got the Kawasaki Ninja, correct me now, it's the ZR-RR sports bike, or the track bike. I've got that 2K'd. I took 12,000 micro mesh over it, keyed it down and polished it up by using Tamiya polishing compounds. There's a couple of wee things that's wrong with it, because again, I done that 2 years ago. I got that kit the last time Scale Scotland was on before the COVID. I bought it there. I just done the Tamiya Ducati, which I've still got another kit off with the forks and everything. And I rushed through it too quickly, made some serious big mistakes that I'm now is biting me on the bum, because when I went back to it, it's a case of what do I buy another kit, take the forks off it and redo the whole kit, and I would have to go through the whole thing, keep the engine part, keep the body panels and just build the engine again. But I said, nah, I've put too much work into it. It's not going to be a competition winner, never will be. It's just for me to get it off the shelf and put it beside my other bikes. So I learnt lesson learnt, should I say, on what not to do and what to do, and if I ever do it again, I can rectify it by learning what I done wrong, and I'll explain when I take that down to the shelf. The Bristol effort, never done anything more to it. The mast came, I've got the mast canopy, get it all glued and everything like that. I've not had really much time because I've been doing this figure. This was only about £7, I think, or £7 or £8 from Wonderland. It's only a 135 kit, and I've done a little vignette which I'll show you, which I thoroughly enjoyed because I was trying to do more figure painting, and it came out actually better than what I thought. I got another 3D resin kit, or 3D print I should say, and it was Frodo for Lord of the Rings, and I can honestly say it's absolutely shocking. The condition it and the amount of work I've got to do. Nothing like that 3D printed bust, the dwarf one, which was all nicely smooth and primed. Everything like this came and it was rough and ready, and to be honest, I think it was just a total waste of money. The amount of time and effort I'm going to use for microfiller primer to fill in the layers of the 3D and the sanding, it just sucked the life out of me, and I actually put, I'm not going to mention who the seller was on eBay, but I have put a negative. I think it was a bit of a joke. The pictures are not very clear. It gives you 3D renders, and I thought, oh, it'll be the same quality as that. No, it's not. So beware if you're ever buying 3D printed stuff. It can come rough and ready, so make sure what I should have done is sent it back. Now he did send a wee letter helping him, but I think he's probably just been in his room with his back garage or something like that. Local support, also local businesses, but if that's what he's selling, I've seen better 3D printing and looks smoother than that. I have done a lot of work to it, but there's still a lot of work today to get anywhere near paintable smooth surface on it. But I'll show you when I take down the camera and I go to the bench. So let's get down the bench, let's get through it, because there's a lot to go through and I want to try and keep this short, snappy. I do want to make another 45-minute video and what I've been up to. Okay, see you at the bench. Hey folks, right, we're at the bench and let's go, let's crack on. So you might have remembered I got this set, and I got this set from eBay for a lovely, I think it was about £20 or something like that, and I wanted to do a little diorama. Now I kept on thinking, how am I going to place this, and especially that. So went on eBay, I got myself resin walls. It comes in 2 halves. Obviously you can probably do that and that if you wanted to. I'm not, I'm going to join them together like that, like a double wall, and I'll glue them and I'll fill up all the gaps. It comes in 2 bits, and what I can do is I can do it like either like that, or the way I'm thinking about it is I'm going to do that and have the gunners in the back in there. So do it like that, so they'll be like that on the vignette or the diorama. The machine gun facing that way, and I'll have the Jeep there. I just think it would look, plus it's a great way of learning how to do walls in different colours and everything like that. Lovely, nice and clear compared to what that is. This is probably pure resin, so lovely, smooth as a button, except for a wee bit there. Again, once that's smoothed out and I put a wee bit put filler in there and that, it'll be lovely. But that's maybe next year, it's not right now, but it's just to let you show what I've ordered up in that part. I'm going to show you the resin Frodo that I get, which I was really quite disappointed. Side. This bad boy. I don't know if you'll see it. I'll get the light up, but you can see how much I've done to the face. The cloak, that's the, I'm trying to get, I'll tap in. You can see the layer lines. You can actually see the layer lines there on the foot, especially there. If it focuses, probably no. But at the moment, this was really crude. You can still see it there. It was just bad, very bad. You can see how I got, I'll get out in a minute. I got this stuff, microfiller. It's £12 for a bottle, not exactly the cheapest, because I used Mr. Surfacer, and that was actually got Mr. Surfacer 500. And what I've done is, for example, I got the brush, dipped it Mr. Surfacer, and I actually done that and painted it on as thick as I could to try and fill up as much. You can see on the neck there, it's just terrible, the layer lines and all that. And again, his pictures on his, I went back on the eBay and I checked, you can hear how gritty it is, but I said to myself, well, I'll keep it like that because the cloth in the film is like that. But you can see it there. And that's how much I've smoothed down to try and get as smooth as possible. Especially the collar, but this bit, you can hear it. It's just crap. I'll be honest, it's absolute crap. Compared to my Dwarf, which was the same
type, 3D printed, I had the only thing I had, as you can see there, was the wee stems it got printed off, and that I had to cut. Apart for that, I bet you Mr. Suffer, and it came out perfect, nice and smooth, with the head's nice and smooth. Slap the head. But this is absolute junk. It came with a base. There it is. And you can see in the base the lines. That's how bad it was. There, that's how bad it was on the actual character. Absolute junk. And alright, it was cheap. It wasn't, it was what, £15-16 or something like that. The sword was terrible. The sword was, I had to remould it. I actually had to use what's it called, sprue glue, to bulk it up because it was all raggy one side. I'm going to keep sanding it and smoothing it, priming it. I'm actually thinking of getting Halford's microfiller that I use for cars, because it's cheaper than that stuff. It only comes in at £6 a big can. Spraying the can, filling everything, and just going lightweight with the sanders that I've got. I think it's that. And just basically smoothing it away, and eventually will get smooth, but disappointment, yeah. I thought, oh great, I'll do a Lord of the Rings because I fancy a Lord of the Rings. It'll be something to do, but nah, disappointment. So if you're on eBay and you look at all these 3D printed adverts up for selling for cheap or something, but that dwarf was what, £10, and that was brilliant for a first timer, and that was dearer, and that came out absolute just rubbish, to be fair. So that was a bit disappointment. I got this for Wonderland Models. I think it was about £8, so 135 master box kit. Lovely little kit. There you go. It only comes in 2 sprues. There's the other parts for the other clan that you can get, because it's meant to be, what is it? Skull Clan. Long distance raid. I just called them the Lone Gunman. So I said to myself, how am I going to present it? So I came up with this idea, and I'll bring you down. There you go. So there he is, Lone Gunman, and a wee vignette that I made, just a picture frame. I got polyfiller, done it. A couple of things I done new was, there were stones from my driveway, static grass, that I done the same thing, picked up static grass on PVA glue and went like that to try and get it stand up. These bits, that bit, and a couple of these wee bits are the ones with the sticky back plastic. You stick it with PVA glue, it sticks on. Highly recommended, same with that. Again, what I've done with these is, these were a lot darker stones. I painted them in stone colour and got medium grey, Tamiya medium grey, and dry brushed them to enhance them a bit. I used flat earth and different earth tones from Tamiya and Vallejo. I also tried to do, and I don't know if it succeeded, it does look like wet, like a dried up puddle. I was going to try and get a puddle with this stuff. Night Shift made it. It's flat earth, wash out liquid and water, and he uses it for rain marks. You need to stir it because it lies at the bottom. Go on his channel, he comes up with it, and I use that to do the light parts where it's dried out, and use the dark earth underneath. I used dark earth pigments with pigment fixer, and that bit there was PVA glue. Then I added that. It didn't look right, so I just mixed up a little bit of very watered PVA glue with that stuff, and it looks like it's I'll get right in. It looks like it's a bit of mud, but he came out pretty good. The body, the gun just slips in, which is a great thing about it. The gun just slips in his hand perfectly. The boots and all that, everything was weathered. The problem I had was the head is the neck's too big for the cloak or the hood to connect there. So it was a case of, I'll bring it in. It was a case of cutting his neck basically in half There's a wee bit more light. Cutting his neck basically in half and cutting half his head off because it didn't fit the hood to match up with the line there and the line there. 5 times I have painted this little guy's head. I'll try and get in as close as possible without knocking it. There we go. The eyes. Now, a lot of folks said, oh, you should have just used burnt umber and done his eyes and everything. I wanted to try and get as close as I can. I had my high magnification visor on to get and I had the smallest brush I could get, the pointless tip, and tried my best. Again, doing washes and light coats of flesh on it to get the darken and the eyebrows on it. It was very frustrating. I eventually got to a point where I just put a tiny little dark slit to give the impression of eyes. I got very light grey to make a grey beard, grey hair, and to be honest, I think it's turned out pretty damn good. I love it. It's quirky, it's neat. I never thought I could, a wee 135 figure and that would add a wee bit of story to it, and I've put on Facebook and a lot of folk have commented saying it's really nice, really like it, something different. Yes, it is something different. What, £1.50 for the base, that was £7. Polyfiller, a bit of filler was about £6. Stains for the garden, this static grass was about £1.50. So if you're a beginner, it's quite easy to make. The only thing I need to do is get a wee bit black in here around the edges. There's a wee bit something stuck there. Again, the only thing is I've got them on metal rods and I've put PVA glue, but again I think I'll have to take it in the house because the garage is getting cold and it's the PVA glue is not setting, so I'm going to have to take him in the house and just lean him forward a wee bit because he's leaning a wee bit back because I PVA glued there. And you can still see it with the white just there, but I can put a wee bit darker pigment in it, you'll never notice it. So that's what took a week and a bit to do this. I spent more time doing the base and actually doing the character. So that's what I finished. I call him the Lone Gunman, and that's another wee vignette. So that's that done. So what I'll do is I'll bring it back up with the finger in the camera and we'll see what I've done to the Sherman. Now the Sherman Tank, this is what I've got at the moment. Well, this is what I've done at the moment. It does say the date in here, I'll put it. It is 1987. There you go, right there. 1987. You get fancy new wheels with it because it comes with 2 different sprues. So the bogies are all done. And they just see it, tell me, even for 1987. Where's that not going in? Is it one of these ones? Alright, I wonder if it's, yeah. Yep, it's fitting like that. What I've got to do is, you can see the seam line. I've got to take all that away. Scrape all that away, scrape all that away, but that'll not take long to do. As I say, it all fits. Alright, that's what it is. Even that's not even fitting. That's strange. Yeah, it's different heights for the holes, so that's what it is. I was just panicking there saying, why is it not fitting? What have I done? What have I done? Aye, it's different heights of holes. Right, let's get the last one. And he panics over. Nope, short. There it is. So, check that out. Doesn't look much difference in height. Maybe there's a tiny wee bit. Anyway, because what you do is you get a new sprocket. I'll show you the old wheels you get. I made the fatal mistake by going by the instructions, and I didn't notice because the old one looks like this. Obviously more modern techniques. So I basically had to cut and take the rubber grommet that goes in. This is the old wheels that came with the kit that I put together and went, oh right, you can, there you go. Lovely. So this is what I've done. What I'll do is, apart from the wheels, if I put them to the left, I put them to the right, it should close up. Actually no, I need to show you this. Since it's an old kit, don't get me wrong, fit is absolutely flawless. But there you go. It does come with side skirts, as in the picture, as you can see here. A lot of them have done them and taken name. I might thin that out, but if it's going to have a cover over it, I really didn't see the point, because you're not going to see the thickness. But I really do because the commander is going to stand on that, and if you have the hatches open, you're going to see that. So I'm going to have to try and fill that in. And there is a gap at the back as well, as you can see. There you go, there's a gap at the back. So I'm going to have to get plastic card to fill all this in. I've seen it before on YouTube and all that, and if it's anything like the Panther, you just measure it with from there to there, and it'll be fine. It's quick build. The lucky good thing about it is, I've just noticed, if I put it in, just thinking, there's the bits there, might give a bit of support when you put the card in. It makes you wonder what that is, because there's a notch there for it. I don't know if it was one of these remote controlled ones. It doesn't look like it, because it would have the hole at the bottom, so it makes you wonder what they were for. There's parts in this kit that is for different versions, but I'm going to do the early version. Again, that's how far I've got. Done the seam, but I'm going to add a wee bit texture to it, so like a weld seam there, a wee bit filler right there. But I'm going to put a wee bit more cast texture in on this, because it's not very, it's there, but I think I can get a wee bit better with Mr. Surfacer or the night shift version, which is using that and dabbing it on and letting it go soft with a brush and bringing it out, because it's still quite, you can see how smooth it is. It is there, but it's not as prominent as what you would want it. So that at the moment, that's how far that has gone. As I said, the diorama is still sitting there. Sorry for the camera shake. I'll get back into here. This is what I've done so far with the bike. Take that off. Again, just need to fix this as a wee bit. I don't think that's glued down, but I've got the other brace to fit on it. All 2K'd, and I buffed it down a bit, took it a bit. The only thing I didn't do was that you can still see a wee bit of decals coming through. I done that quite thick, but I didn't want to take it down to the point where it was going to rub the decal off, because I already done that. And if I reach over, I done that with the front fender because I couldn't get it as good as I can. Every time I done 2K on the front fender, it knackered up. So I said to myself, what am I going to do? So I got Tamiya carbon fibre decal, so I decaled the front fender. That is a tricky job. There's a wee bit patchwork at the front there, but I think after when it gets 2K'd, it'll come up fine, because once it's fitted in there, you're not going to see much yet because it's under the big cowl one. But I thought with a 2K on it, I said to myself, well, that's going to look pretty good. The main problem I got, and you can see right away what I done, is this bit's all wrong. I snapped this. I don't know why I snapped it, but this bit, what I should have done is, and I've seen a lot of people is, they mould this like that, and they mould it as one piece. Now you can see how it's just not sitting perfect. It's supposed to have that was snapped. That was supposed to be longer, and what is supposed to get over here. That's supposed to be a loop there, and it goes into this grommet here, and it all clicks in. Well, stupid idiot, never thought about that and wrecked it. I can get to a point where it'll sit, but I'm thinking I'm going to have to try and super glue this bit here. You're still going to have this little gap here, but there's nothing much I can do. Again, it's a wee bit of dust and all that in there, but that's underneath the seat. It's like this bit just doesn't want to fit in right. Once you get, as I say, I think I'm going to have to super glue it, bite the bullet, rub that down a wee, that latch a wee bit, fit it in. You do get it, but it's an absolute trial. But again, I think if I super glue it into the spot and hold it there or tape it, it'll be enough just to hold it, because it's just no clicking in there. This is a bit I said, should I get another kit and redo it? But for that one bit, once it's like that, it's fine. It's fine. For my eyes, it's fine. To my biker's eyes or modder wise, nah, it's rubbish. See, once it's fitted in, it doesn't look that bad, to be honest. The decals are, I've got, see, it fits in. See, there you go. It just sits. Sometimes it just sits there, and you're fine. But I think I'm going to have to super glue it. And if I gently put that in, and I get that like that, put like over it. There you go. Once I get the side fairings in, at that angle, you look at it, you go, aye, that's actually pretty good. It's just that bit there. I'm just no. That should have been one piece, I think, or glued and set in place and it being level. But that's about as far as I go. I've not got much to do really on it. I've got the pegs to put on and the brake lines and everything like that. Again, all the body work is all done. It just needs a good buff up because it's been sitting there for a wee while. That's the problem. But as you're good with the 2K, once you get a wee bit compound on it, it does come up a treat. I'll need to try the Gravity 2K, see if that's a better. Now, a lot of folks said it's a lot better. It needs a good buff up because it's been lying, there's dust and all that on it. I really should put it away rather than get ruined by dust and crap in the garage. But that's about as much as I got done this week, or should I say this couple of weeks. And we'll go back out and we'll end off this video. Now, on a separate note, I want to give some
somebody's YouTube a shout out. It's called White Glove Models. He's on, last time I seen he was on 99 subscribers. If you check him out, great channel. He does reviews, kit reviews and everything like that. Obviously, like myself, just started on the YouTube journey, like myself. So I'm going to give a shout out. I'll do a link to his channel at the end of this video. I'll also add his Facebook logo at the end of this channel. You'll see it. He was doing a review of the Artillery Black Hawk helicopter, which looked a nice wee kit, to be honest. If you could check him out, I've talked to him online, everything like that, and I said it would do a shout out because to get a subscriber base up and running like myself. I'm on 292 in a matter of weeks. It's unbelievable how much it's went up. I'm naturally on about, that'll be 8 away for 300. My wildest streams, did I think I would ever get to 300 subscribers? No. So thank you very much for subscribing to this channel. Hopefully I'll try and keep the updates of the videos going, because once this garage gets cold, I usually do shut up shop like anything, because it just gets too cold. What I might do is just do a brief video, because I'm thinking of doing figure painting in the house. No smells, it's Vallejo paints, it's water based and all that, and it's a lot easier. So I might do updates on my figure painting throughout the winter. It's better than nothing. It's better than me shutting down and leaving this for a couple of months, because this might, way the weather goes in Scotland, we usually get our winter in January, February, maybe even March. So it could even get to the point where I'm not even able to come in here for 3 or 4 months during the period. Plus the next couple of weeks I'll be busy personal life with the house and everything like that, and Christmas time. So I'll do another video next week, probably more progress on the Sherman Tank, because if I can get that, I really want to get the bike done so I can take it into the Edinburgh and Lothians Modelling Club, which will be at the end of the month. But I'm going to take the wee figure in. Hopefully he gets in one piece. I'll need to try and figure out how to get him there. It could be a case of maybe taking him off and sticking a wee bit PVA on his feet when he's at the club and fitting him in place. But I think it's because it's too cold in here, the glue's not setting enough. So I'll get back to you on another video and an update the Sherman. Again, White Glove Models, check him out on YouTube. You'll see his logo at the end of this video. Thank you very much. If you know anybody, if you're new, please like and subscribe. Let me get to the 300, it'd be appreciated. Hopefully I'll be live streaming on the Saturday Night Crash on YouTube. If you're not familiar with it, it's myself and a load of the other guys. I was a member. I've done it a couple of times. I didn't like it because I'm streaming from my phone and I looked off it like that, but I'm going to face it down on, I've been down to testing and I faced it down on the mat. It shouldn't be as bad, because I would talk and I would sit there, then you would see me talk but no sound, because it lagged that much. So hopefully this Saturday I'll be on, maybe an hour, because I'll be using my phone's data. But I'm thinking of trying to get back into it and show everybody. So if you don't know the channel, it's called Saturday Night Crash, 8 o'clock. Look it up on YouTube, look it up on Facebook. You'll see. Please come along, watch, like and subscribe. We talk about modelling and other crafts and have a laugh. And hopefully I'll see you there. So for me, in the man cave, see you later, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe White Glove Models. Check them out.